Anti Guru. And today I want to talk about how genuinely happy I feel for what is happening and what is shifting in the community in general, but the black community in particular, as far as what I see online, as far as interactions and what's going on. Because a lot of how Kevin Samuels is leading the story of what is going on. And what I mean by leading the story of what is going on is how he managed to ask the questions in a series of ways where he's opened the conversation and let it down a way where people can see that we went from point A to point B to point C in this messed up web that we have tangled, as far as like our relationships with each other, as far as like black people, just men and women in particular. And the rise of his channel and his content has made such an impact as far as what I see. Like even mainstream content creators, not mainstream content creators, but basically like a lot of content creators that we know in the YouTube space, like Daquan Samuels, Daquan Samuels, start calling him Daquan Samuels, like Daquan Wiltshire, Crank Lucas, and Long Beach Griffey, and all these content creators that are noticing what's going on and seeing the shift. Like there's a lot of people, uh, Birdman, uh, yeah, Birdman, the Birdman. Everybody is noticing these. It brings so many people into the conversation that you would have never guessed was paying attention, and it's getting to the point where mainstream media is picking up on it. And what's so good about it is that this is something that represents men well, and the fact of what we have been trying to tell society at large as men for a long time, especially just basically women, but other men that would not listen to these things that we saw. But we all know that other men saw. It's just there's men that choose not to listen. There's other men that choose to just push those things and push against it for their own twisted reasons, things of that nature. But whatever, we're talking about it bringing what his work is doing is bringing people together as a community on a scale of making the truth of what he's saying in the community popular and bringing it to like a lot of people's awareness. So what this is doing and what this is showing and what this is proving is that for those good people that have been silent and that haven't done anything out of fear of being rejected or being canceled and being dejected by society, it doesn't have to be that way no more. Like there's a pocket for what it is that you have to say. Like there's a way for you to be able to expose yourself to whatever it is that you find that you need to that you find necessary to say. And there's a receptiveness to it, because this conversation needed to be had for a long time. People have had it solely under the radar, and most of the time when it was talked about on a big scale, it was shut down. You have people like DJ Envy of the Breakfast Club and those gatekeepers who would shut down conversations or call people lame or call people names, and these people were the people that were up top and held those positions that were most influential or most seen in the black community in particular. And these people had always had the ears and the eyes, and they would always just block the truth or block whatever it is that wasn't good for them or block whatever it is that wasn't cool for them or didn't raise them up. But the good thing about this is that This message brings all men up. And the people that are standing against it, you can see clear as day, just like DJ Envy, what it is that they're doing. Like, why would you call a man lame for doing a profession? You called a man lame for trying to build a business. You laughed at him for trying to build a business. Who laughs at someone for saying he dressed nice in nice clothes and went to a store and stood in front of a store and asked people for their business? What? People, I'm pretty sure that happens in white communities all the time. I'm pretty sure there's canvassers that do that in front of stores and try to get you to, donate to charities. Or, there's people that stand in front of streets, sell lemonade. There's kids that do that, sell lemonade, stand in front of it to make stands. Like, so why are you insulting a man for dressing nice and going after his clientele, going after his audience, going after his target? Like, that is the most that is the most feminine female energy that is toxic, that most men have held these positions in high positions that will block the truth. And now we're seeing it on a scale where we're all able to recognize that that is what's going on. So now it takes place of, oh, maybe that's what's been happening this whole entire time. Like, it takes something like this to happen at a huge scale, and now you have people like the Fresh and Fit podcast reacting to us. You got Dr. Alpha, uh, uh, Dr. Alpha Book of Alpha, responding to it. You got all of these people responding to it, calling it out, showing that this is not how you this is not how you handle as a man a conversation about what another man is doing. Why would you encourage someone giving him donkey of the day all because you don't like his profession and how he went about going to it, and then you just called him lame about it? When there's other people that do that as a profession, that was the main problem in the black community, as far as having men that always wanted to try to get up and be good and be clean and be honest and do their thing and try to just do regular shit that other white people or just other people in general, like Mexicans standing in front of Home Depot or something like that. Not to say that that's bad or whatever, it's just to say that that's how they got their business. That's how they start mowing lawns, walking up and down streets, mowing, like, hey, can I mow your lawn? Dudes walking down, hey, I see your car, like dudes walking, hey, I see your bumper's busted. Let me fucking fix your bumper. Here, I got it. Here's a card. What the fuck? You're gonna shame black men have been shamed for doing that. They've been shamed for building businesses that way. They've been shamed for getting it off the streets as good men. Like, oh, you on? I walked up to somebody, see if they're talking about have computer issues, blah blah. Over here, that hey, I know I work on computers, blah blah. Oh, you a nerd? You a geek? Da, da, da. What? What? I'm I'm trying to build business doing this, and you got something to say, you got jokes, you got ha 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 ha's. That's all you got for me. So that's why his rise as far as being in the mainstream is so important, because now we can see and kind of just examine that behavior and put it to where it is and put it to where it belongs, because that behavior doesn't belong in our community. It doesn't belong in that space, but we haven't been pointed out because it's been always tied to our females, and we've never been able to judge our females, so we've never been able to judge that behavior and call that behavior when it's been applied to our men. But now we're calling it out because that's that female toxic behavior that we see in the females that have been doing that for the whole entire time. And that's Angelique, jump right in. Jump right, because that's where she's comfortable being. That's that female toxic fucking behavior that she's perfectly fine being around and able to provoke and egg on and ha 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 and da da da. Most dudes looking back at that like, what the what is this? This is the what? Ew. And disgusting revolt, because that is what it is. It's disgusting and revolting to act that way. From men communicating to men or talking to men or talking about men that's like what? That's dumb. So I'm done.